Hello, ladies and gents. Thank God it's Friday once again, so I'd say let's ace another machine together. And since we already had a tank destroyer and a heavy tank getting featured recently, I think it's light tank time this time around, and everyone's favorite Leopard should be a good enough subject for it. Now this is of course the Tier 5 German light tank, also designated VK 16.02, and it's pretty much a more heavily armored Luchs, just a tier higher. It's basically exactly the same concept, and the same kind of fun a tier higher as well, so can't really go wrong with it, can we? Now, unlike its predecessor, however, the Leopard, which was also planned to be a light reconnaissance tank, only ever existed in blueprints unfortunately, and never even made it to the prototype phase, so I'm afraid there will be no historical look at it this time around on the Wartime blog. Now, of course, you aren't left without an article here, so the second and final installment on the largest naval engagement in history, aka the Battle for the Philippines, has now been published and is ready for reading. If you wanna go and check it out, I put the link in the description below. But back to the Leopard. Now would be the time when we would have a closer look at its armor profile. In reality though, extra and better sloped armor here or there, we are at the end of the day talking still about a light tank that will get penetrated by almost anyone whom it will encounter. So, instead of wasting our time with arbitrary numbers, let's jump straight in the gameplay and check out the differences with the Luchs during some action. Alright, so here we are in our Leopard, this time around in a standard battle on Lakeville. Now before we start to talk about the machine, can I just point out that we have absolutely beautiful matchmaking. I mean, have a look at that, there are only 2 tier 6s on the enemy team, the rest are tier 5s, some tier 4s, there is even a tier 3 for God's sake. So we should be pretty powerful for sure. Now, as we make our way to the middle, trying to get some early spots, let's actually have a really quick look how the Leopard compares to its predecessor, the Luchs, a tier earlier. Well, they are pretty damn similar. For one, they are actually using the same gun. And whoa! Surprise ELC-MX, and there we go! Auto-loaders for the win. The ELC is not too happy anymore, as we quickly pumped 11 shots worth 339 damage into that tier 5 light tank. That's right, I said 11 shots. One of the main differences between the Leopard and the Luchs is that while they use the same gun, which means the same 95mm of penetration a tier higher, and also the same 30 alpha damage per shot, we now actually have 12 shots instead of the previous 10 for the Luchs. And we also have a slightly better rate of fire, so our DPM did actually go up quite nicely in this tank. Secondary values are quite nice as well. We have better dispersion, we have better aim time, so overall it's just a little bit better in almost every aspect. Now, of course, firing at distances, even with the controlled bursts, we will be able to do only a fraction of our potential. This thing is really deadly when you move up close and personal, stick your gun in the side of the enemy and just fully unload on them. Now, while we are waiting behind this rock for the storm to pass, let's continue with the comparison with the mobility, which is kinda similar, though it achieves the same things through a different way. So we have almost the same characteristics, only slightly worse power to weight ratio. We are a much heavier tank, almost twice as heavy as a Luchs, and that's because of the extra armor that we will discuss in just a second. Those guys, by the way, as we can see also with the indicator, are just simply too far away for this low caliber auto-loader to reach them. So we are much heavier, but we have a much better engine as well. And we have much better ground resistances. So overall, the end result will be fairly similar, we just achieve things a little bit differently. Now, talking about the extra armor, as you can probably see, the front of the tank is now very well sloped. And we have also additional armor, meaning that On the front of the hull we have, I think, about 20mm extra, plus 10mm on the sides, which still gives us not much leverage, to be honest. So you're still a light tank, you can pull off some bounces now if they hit your frontal plate at extreme angles, but otherwise you are in a light tank and you will be penetrated as a light tank. If you can get into the sides of the dock, however, look at that juicy little damage. Oh, that hurt. Now let's quickly move on. Thank God we avoided this little French bastard. And as you can see, our traverse speeds are actually kinda nice. We have a better traverse for both the hull and the turret than we had on the Luchs as well, so we can circle strafe enemies. We have to be careful though, that Stug is a deadly opponent for the Leopard. Same tier tank destroyer with a quite nice gun, and looking at it I think he's using the long gun, which means we will have a pretty good rate of fire as well. Let's casually blast the Chaffee in the side. So for the moment I think probably our best chance is to spot the Stug, although I think that was probably the Chaffee who spotted him, and then wait for the others to engage him. As soon as he does though, we can probably move ahead and just pump a whole clip into him. There we go, some more damage done as the Excelsior moves in for the kill. The question is, can we still get a shot into that KV-1S? Probably not. We have a 17-second reload after all. Still, not too bad of a run for the Leopard. So, this was then my ace tanker Confederate game in the Leopard, this tier 5 German beautiful light tank. It's still very much more of the same after you upgraded from the Luchs. Just wait for opportunities, rip apart your opposition with a few controlled bursts and then run away giggling. Some things just never get old, I guess. Looking at the team results, while we did only come second in terms of damage, thanks to the additional over 1200 assisted damage secured, we actually got over 1000 base experience for our troubles, which is not too bad. And last but not least, in these less than 5 minutes we fired a whopping 120 shots, aka exactly 10 clips, scoring 70 direct hits and 48 penetrations. Alright, so this was then the Leopard at tier 5. I hope you found this little video useful or at least entertaining, and if you did, thanks a lot for considering giving it a like or sharing it. As mentioned before, tomorrow there is actually a special video coming your way with a review on the brand new upcoming tier 8 French heavy tank, the AMX M449, and on Sunday we will close the week with a really cool gameplay with an M41 Bulldog, who will be dishing out the damage both via spotting and also actively in equal measure. Let me already thank you for watching me all week. Have an excellent weekend, and I look forward to seeing you again next week as well.